Do you ever feel that strange tingling? That annoying pins and needles sensation? Or even outright numbness creeping into your feet? Perhaps it starts subtly, a little discomfort after a long day. Or maybe it's a more persistent, burning feeling that just won't go away. It's a reality for far too many of us as we get older, and it can truly impact our daily lives, making every step feel less secure, less comfortable. We often assume it's just a natural part of aging, or maybe poor circulation. And while those can certainly play a role, there's a surprising culprit hiding in plain sight, one you might not expect: certain fruits. Yes, you heard that right. Some of the very fruits we reach for, thinking we're making healthy choices, can actually be making that numbness in your feet worse. It's a secret that most people don't realize, and understanding it can be a real game changer for your comfort and mobility. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 common fruits that, for seniors, can contribute to that uncomfortable foot numbness, and more importantly, what you can do about it. By the end, you'll have a clearer path to more comfortable feet and a better quality of life. Make sure you watch all the way to the end, because there's something truly surprising that could completely change how you view your fruit bowl. Let's dive right into the first 2 fruits that might be quietly worsening that tingling or numbness in your feet. And it might surprise you to learn just how common they are in our everyday diets. The first fruit we need to talk about, especially if you're experiencing foot discomfort, is the mango. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mangoes are delicious, full of vitamins, and taste like a little slice of sunshine. And they are, but for seniors, particularly those grappling with issues like neuropathy or blood sugar sensitivities, mangoes can be a bit of a double-edged sword. The core issue lies in their natural sugar content. A single medium-sized mango can pack a surprising amount of natural sugars, sometimes upwards of 45 grams, which is equivalent to several spoonfuls of granulated sugar. While it's natural sugar, your body processes it much like any other sugar. When we consume a lot of sugar, especially in a concentrated form like a very ripe mango, it can cause a rapid spike in our blood sugar levels. Over time, these frequent and significant blood sugar spikes can lead to chronic inflammation throughout the body. What does this have to do with your feet? Well, inflammation can directly affect the delicate nerves in your feet. These nerves, responsible for sending signals to and from your brain, are incredibly sensitive. When they are constantly exposed to high levels of inflammation, they can become damaged or irritated, leading to symptoms like numbness, tingling, burning, or even a loss of sensation. Think of it like a delicate electrical wire that's constantly being subjected to surges. Eventually, the insulation wears down, and the signal gets disrupted. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a mango again. The key here is moderation and awareness. If you love mangoes, consider having a much smaller portion, perhaps a quarter of a mango instead of a whole one. Or pair it with something that slows down sugar absorption, like a handful of nuts or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. The protein and healthy fats in these foods can help buffer the sugar spike, giving your body a gentler rise and fall in blood sugar. Another strategy is to choose less ripe mangoes, as their sugar content tends to be lower. And always listen to your body. If you notice your foot discomfort seems worse after enjoying a mango, it's a clear signal that it might be contributing to your symptoms. It's about being mindful of how your body reacts to different foods. Moving on from mangoes, let's talk about our second surprising fruit culprit: grapes. Just like mangoes, grapes are a beloved fruit, often seen as a healthy snack, and they are certainly packed with antioxidants. But again, their natural sugar content can be a concern for those experiencing foot numbness. Grapes, especially the sweeter varieties like Thompson seedless or red grapes, are miniature sugar bombs. You can pop them into your mouth so easily, handful after handful, without really realizing how much sugar you're consuming. A cup of grapes, which is a fairly modest serving, can contain around 23 grams of sugar. It's very easy to eat 2 or 3 cups without thinking, quickly adding up to 40 or 60 grams of sugar in one sitting. This concentrated sugar load, much like with mangoes, can lead to those rapid blood sugar spikes. And as we discussed, these spikes contribute to systemic inflammation, which is detrimental to nerve health. The tiny blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to your nerves can become narrowed or damaged by prolonged exposure to high blood sugar and inflammation, further impairing nerve function and exacerbating numbness. Think about it this way. Your nerves need a steady, consistent supply of energy and nutrients to function properly. When your blood sugar is constantly fluctuating wildly, it's like trying to power a delicate machine with an inconsistent electrical current. Eventually, the machine starts to falter. For grapes, portion control is absolutely paramount. Instead of snacking directly from the bag, measure out a small, controlled portion, say half a cup, and similar to mangoes, consider pairing them with a protein or fat source. A few grapes alongside a small piece of cheese or some unsalted almonds can make a big difference in how your body handles that sugar. You might also try less sweet varieties, or even different types of berries, which tend to have a lower sugar content per serving, offering similar antioxidant benefits without the same sugar punch. It's all about making smarter, more conscious choices for your unique body, especially when you're dealing with sensitive symptoms like numbness in your feet. Understanding these connections between what you eat and how you feel is the first powerful step towards feeling better. Now that we've talked about how those surprisingly sweet mangoes and concentrated grapes can impact your feet, let's turn our attention to 4 more fruits that might be contributing to your discomfort. Our third fruit on the list, and one that often surprises people, is panda pine. This tropical delight is incredibly refreshing and full of vitamin C. But much like mangoes, its sweetness can be deceiving when it comes to blood sugar levels and nerve health. A single cup of cubed pineapple contains approximately 16 grams of sugar. And just like grapes, it's very easy to overdo it, especially if you're enjoying a large slice or drinking pineapple juice, which is even more concentrated in sugar. The high sugar content in pineapple can lead to those same rapid blood sugar surges we discussed, igniting the inflammatory response in your body. Beyond the sugar, some people find that the natural enzymes in pineapple, while beneficial for digestion in some ways, can be irritating to sensitive systems. For individuals already prone to nerve pain or numbness, the cumulative effect of high sugar and potential inflammatory reactions can make existing symptoms worse. To enjoy pineapple without worsening your foot numbness, portion control is crucial. Instead of a large bowl, opt for a small, measured serving, pairing it with protein, like some cottage cheese or a handful of unsalted nuts, can help stabilize your blood sugar. Also, be wary of canned pineapple, especially the varieties packed in syrup, as these often have added sugars that compound the problem. Fresh pineapple is always the better choice, but even then, mindfulness about portion size is key. It's about balance, not necessarily outright elimination. Unless you find that even small amounts consistently trigger your symptoms, listening to your body's unique response is always the best guide. Next up, our fourth fruit that can surprisingly worsen foot numbness for seniors is the seemingly innocuous ripe banana. Ew. Bananas are celebrated for their potassium content and energy boost, and, for many, they're a go-to snack. However, the ripeness of a banana significantly impacts its sugar content and how quickly that sugar enters your bloodstream. A very ripe banana, with those lovely brown spots, contains much more sugar in a readily absorbable form compared to a slightly green banana. As bananas ripen, their starches convert into simple sugars, making them incredibly easy for your body to digest and absorb, leading to a quicker and higher blood sugar spike. For someone dealing with nerve sensitivity or neuropathy that manifests as numbness, these rapid sugar surges contribute to the inflammatory environment that exacerbates nerve irritation and damage. Think of it if you have pre-existing nerve issues. You want to keep your internal environment as calm and stable as possible, and significant sugar fluctuations work against that. If you enjoy bananas, consider choosing ones that are still a bit firm and slightly green. They have a lower glycemic index, meaning their sugars are released more slowly into your bloodstream. And again, portion size matters. A whole large, very ripe banana might be too much sugar in one go. Perhaps half a banana, or a smaller one, paired with some almond butter or a hard-boiled egg, can make it a healthier choice. The protein and fat will slow down the sugar absorption, giving your body a more gradual energy release without the sudden jolt that can stress your nervous system. Our fifth fruit to be mindful of is dates, olfu. Dates are often lauded as a natural sweetener and a source of fiber, and they can be. However, they are incredibly concentrated in natural sugars. Just a couple of medjool dates can contain over 30 grams of sugar, making them one of the highest sugar fruits per serving. Because they are often eaten dried, their water content is removed, leaving behind a very dense source of sugar. When you consume dates, especially several at once, your body experiences a very rapid and significant blood sugar spike. This immediate surge can be particularly challenging for the delicate nerve endings in your feet, contributing to inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are major factors in the progression and worsening of neuropathic symptoms like numbness and tingling. For someone managing existing foot numbness, consuming a handful of dates can be akin to consuming a sugary candy bar in terms of its immediate blood sugar impact. While dates do offer some fiber, which is good, the sheer volume of sugar often outweighs this benefit for those with sensitive nerve conditions. If you really enjoy the sweetness of dates, try using them very sparingly. Perhaps chopped into a small amount and sprinkled over oatmeal or a plain yogurt, rather than eating them whole as a snack. Better yet, consider replacing them with other natural sweeteners that have a lower sugar impact, such as a small amount of stevia or a tiny drizzle of pure maple syrup. Consumed very rarely, the goal is to reduce those intense sugar loads that constantly challenge your body's ability to maintain stable blood sugar and a healthy inflammatory response, which are critical for nerve health. Finally, the sixth fruit that many seniors should approach with caution when dealing with foot numbness is a category: dried cranberries and other dried fruits like raisins and dried apricots. While these might seem like a healthy addition to salads, oatmeal, or a trail mix, they are essentially highly concentrated forms of sugar. When fruits are dried, their water content is removed, dramatically shrinking their size but leaving their sugar content intact, making it incredibly easy to consume a large amount of sugar in a small portion. For example, a quarter cup of dried cranberries can contain around 29 grams of sugar, and that's a small amount. You can easily sprinkle that much onto your cereal without thinking twice. Similarly, a small box of raisins is a sugar bomb. This concentrated sugar load leads to very rapid and significant blood sugar spikes, more so than their fresh counterparts. As we've discussed repeatedly, these sharp increases in blood sugar promote inflammation throughout the body, directly impacting the health and function of your peripheral nerves. Nerves thrive in a stable environment, and constant sugar surges can lead to damage and impaired signaling, manifesting as or worsening the numbness and discomfort in your feet. Instead of dried fruits, opt for their fresh counterparts when possible. Fresh cranberries, for example, are tart but much lower in sugar, and you can sweeten them naturally with a tiny bit of a non-caloric sweetener if needed. For raisins, choose a very small portion. Or, better yet, a handful of fresh grapes. If you're looking for a chewy snack, consider things like plain nuts or seeds, which offer healthy fats and protein without the excessive sugar. The key message here is to be mindful of the density of sugar in dried fruits. They might seem small, but their impact on your blood sugar and subsequent nerve health can be quite significant. Making these small, informed changes to your fruit consumption can truly make a noticeable difference in the comfort and well-being of your feet, helping you to move more freely and confidently. So, we've explored 6 fruits that, while often seen as healthy, can inadvertently worsen that persistent numbness or tingling in your feet. We talked about the surprisingly high sugar content in mangoes and grapes, and how those quick sugar spikes can fuel inflammation and irritate your delicate nerves. We then looked at how pineapple, especially in larger portions, contributes to that same inflammatory burden, and why the ripeness of a banana really matters, with very ripe ones being more problematic for blood sugar control. Finally, we dove into the highly concentrated sugar bomb that is dates, and the entire category of dried fruits like cranberries and raisins, explaining why their concentrated sugar can be particularly detrimental to nerve health. The common thread here, as you've likely noticed, is managing your sugar intake, even from natural sources. It's not about villainizing these fruits entirely, but about understanding their impact on your unique body, especially when you're dealing with sensitive issues like foot numbness. Remember, every small adjustment you make to your diet can have a profound impact on your overall health and comfort, including the well-being of your feet, shifting towards fruits lower in sugar, practicing mindful portion control, and pairing fruits with healthy fats or proteins are simple yet powerful steps you can take. You are in control of your health, and by making informed choices, you can truly alleviate discomfort and improve your quality of life. Don't underestimate the power of these dietary shifts. It might take a little patience and a bit of experimentation to see what works best for you, but the potential relief is absolutely worth it. Your feet work hard for you every single day, carrying you through life's adventures, giving them the best chance to feel comfortable and strong through thoughtful food choices is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. We'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed a difference in your foot comfort based on what you eat? Share your experiences, your insights, or any questions you might have in the comments below. Your stories can truly help others in our community who are navigating similar challenges. If you found this video helpful and empowering, please give it a thumbs up. A like goes a long way in helping more people discover this important information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more practical, encouraging advice on living your best life at every age. We're here to support you on your health journey, providing insights and tips to help you thrive. Keep taking those small, powerful steps towards a more comfortable and vibrant future. Live your best life at every age.